So in this video, I wanted to share with you one of the activities that I do with my moms when they first start working with me, because in order for us to start to get to the real transformation, you have to be able to develop awareness of the things that you cannot see. So I talk often about, like just our conscious and our subconscious, and there's our nervous system, and a lot of times what I will say to my moms is you need to be able to look at your behaviors without judgment, and be curious about your behaviors, because so often I think as moms, and we have the mom guilt, and we're like not doing all of the things, is we want to very quickly just be like, oh, is something wrong with me? Why can't I just I'm like, I can make all these great decisions in my work life and I'm on it, and like, but yet somehow, why can't I make this change? Why am I struggling to make this change? And so I will go with them through what I call the four quadrants of change, which is the benefits and the consequences of changing and not changing. And so you want to ask yourself, what are the benefits of changing? What are the benefits of not changing? What are the consequences of changing? And what are the consequences of not changing? So often, if you go from a rational standpoint, a person can tell you the benefits of changing and the benefits of not changing. And for the sake of just this example, I will use something like weight loss, because I think we can all relate to this idea of like maybe why we're struggling with our goals. So, and I'm going to use like an extreme example, right? Like, like your friend calls you, and they say like, I just got back from the doctor, and the doctor said like, I'm pre-diabetic, like it's so bad that like if I don't get this under control, if I don't lose weight, like, my risk of a heart attack is high, the risk of, me facing a leg amputation, like I've got to make the change. Like I find like I have to do this thing, like, right? And you're scared into this notion of I have to make this change, right? And so the benefit of change is that you will lose some weight, that you will get healthy, your like levels will come down, you'll stay alive. The consequence of not changing, if you don't make a change, you will die, you will have your leg amputated, you will like, it will not turn out well for you, right? And so when we look at these polarities, seemingly making the change should be obvious, and should be like, duh, like, well then just do it, right? And do what you got to do to make the change. And that's sort of like the rational, the conscious awareness of why we should be making change. And then there's the flip side of it, which is the opposite side of the chart, which is like the benefit of not changing and the consequence of changing, which is where we get really to the heart of what's going on. So if I say to you, okay, Eddie, what benefit are you going to derive by not changing? And people say, look at me like I have three heads, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, there is no benefit. Like, did you just hear me? Like, I will lose my leg. I said, okay, but you just ate a cookie and you just, like continue to self sabotage. Like, what's going on? Oh, it's because I don't have any willpower. I don't have anything. And our job is to dig deeper and to say, like, what? No, there's a deeper issue going on. And I want you to be able to explore the benefit of you not changing. And so when you really ask yourself to sit with, what benefit could I be deriving from not changing? And that might be like, oh, well, every time I go to the doctor, someone calls me and checks in on me. And it's the only time anyone ever thinks about me is when I'm, and it sounds so silly when you say it, but that might be what's going on, is that the benefit that you derive by not changing, by like constantly being in fear, that, like you don't have to then, make the change. You don't actually have to spend money on your health. You don't get like, you can sort of stay in this like scarcity mindset, which again, there's some benefits that one can derive from staying in this like, poor me, woe is me, oh my God, I'm so scared. You get to sort of like keep the loop going by not changing, because guess what? If you change, you get healthy, you lose weight, you're like, who's going to call you every Tuesday? Who's going to check up on you? Who's going to actually put you first, right? So there are benefits to not changing, right? That you don't, that you're getting something out of not changing, attention, whatever it is, right? And so you want to really explore what could be the benefit by you not succeed, by you like not succeeding, by you failing. What's the benefit here, right? And then there's the consequence of changing. So this is where a lot of times the answer is really, you know, like aha moments happen, It's because people are like, then they have to face like, well, Eddie, then I can't, have the cake at 3 p.m. with my coworkers. Then I might have to deal with my coworkers being like, oh, like you're better than us now because like you're all skinny. Ooh, you have to deal with maybe like, family members who are like, I don't like this new you. Like you're not fun anymore. Like this is so not fun. This is, like you're so skinny now, and you like, and then like, who's gonna go shopping with me at the big stores? Like now I can't go to Target. Like I feel like crap because I can't go to Target. Like you're making me feel bad about the fact that I'm still heavy and I'm pre-diabetic, and like why didn't you come to me? And that like it just and then there's like that level of like it's just so hard having to go through the uphill battle, which is already hard. If I'm already trying to navigate change, having to then deal with other people's feedback and input and like, oh, and like maybe there's going to be I'm going to be perceived as different. People are going to have something to say about what I'm doing, and I'm not really interested in that. I may get attention, and because now I'm skinny and healthy or whatever, and or I'm gonna the consequences like I just can't eat ice cream whenever I want or whenever I'm on my cycle or whenever the kids piss me off or whatever the things. Like there are consequences to you changing, and so our work together is to be able to like identify these things, become aware of like what's really happening behind the scenes, and then when we work together to be able to say, okay, I need you to sit through the discomfort of, like your mom's going to say something to you about like, I can't believe you're not going to eat my, my famous cake or have my famous cheesecake, and you have to, there's going to be a physiological sensation and response to people being like, oh no, you're better than us now, like, and then being able to work through the discomfort of, okay, like this is very uncomfortable, this is very unsettling, and yeah, I'm going to help you navigate through that. So take that exercise, do the 4 quadrants. I have like a worksheet somewhere in the links down here below, blah blah blah, whatever, download it, or just get a sheet of paper and just do the 4 quadrants and say like the benefits of change, the benefits of not change, the consequences of change, and the consequences of not changing. And I'd love to see what you come up with. So I hope this was helpful, and let me know what you come up with. Bye.